I did some shopping in Japan, and in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through my haul. I feel like Japan is a great place to shop for anyone, but if you are a lover of Asian beauty in general, Japan was absolutely insane. Now, I actually did already show you all the places where I shopped, and I kind of gave you an inside look at what that shopping experience was like. So if you'd like to see that video, I'll leave a link to it in the cards and down below. Let's first start off with Cosme. Now, you guys can see a lot of these shopping bags have definitely seen better days. I have been already testing out some of my picks, so if I have first impressions, I will give them to you guys as we go through. Apparently, more than half of the people that watch me are not yet subscribed, which is crazy. So if you all do enjoy the content, definitely make sure to subscribe. So one product that I got from Cosme was kind of, I'll call it an impulse purchase, and it's from VT. This is actually a Korean brand, and they actually have their Reedleshot Lip Plumper. Doing Reedles into lip plumpers is kind of a new thing. If you guys aren't familiar with what kind of the Reedleshot thing VT does is they're essentially these tiny little spicules. Think of them almost like thorns, if you will. They're not like actual thorns, they're made of silica. But a new development that I have started to see is more brands incorporating Reedles into lip plumpers. Well, I've been wanting to do an updated lip plumper video for a long time. Admittedly, I bought so many and started trying so many at one time that I got kind of overwhelmed with the video and I kind of took a pause on it. But this has kind of reinvigorated my interest in doing that video, so leave me a comment if you still want to see it. But this is the beginner level, so I'm assuming this is going to be a little bit more of a soft kind of lip plumped effect. However, I also have been testing out the Dr. Melaxin Spicule Plumping, and this is the maximum version. So this is an absolutely insane plumper. It will make your lips very, very, very plump. So I'm excited to see how the one from VT differs from the one from Dr. Melaxin. Both are around the same price point. You know what? I feel like it could be fun for, like, as we're going on with the video, for you all to like see how my lips continue to plump. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just putting on the Dr. Melaxin. This is the one I've been using the most. I'm only putting on a little bit just because I'm going to be talking a lot and I don't want to like eat it right now. As we continue with the video, you guys can see the plumping effects, but let's go ahead and talk about some of the other products I got from Cosme. Now, Addiction Tokyo was a brand that I was so excited to try. They sell these little compacts. Something that I noticed in Japan that I love is that you can buy a lot of individual shadows and kind of make your own palette. That is very common within Japanese brands. So I got their little case. And then I got some shadows to go in, obviously. You can see I've already been testing it. Is this really lovely beigey shade. Almost has a little bit of like a yellow tinge to it, but not like overly yellow. And it's a cream. So I thought this could be really perfect to put into the crease of the eye. And you guys know how I love cream shadows. Shades like this are typically what I'm reaching for when it comes to cream shadows kind of in the crease. I think it'll also really help the glitters kind of stick and give me like a glossy, creamy, wet look eyeshadow vibe. So I also picked up this shade Maquillage, and Maquillage, that was the shade Cafe, and this is the shade Maquillage. So insane. I swatched this in person and I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have to buy that. So Addiction Tokyo is, I would say it's not like really high end, and it's definitely not drugstore. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. So comparable to a brand you would probably see like at Sephora. And that is the shade Maquillage. It was just obviously giving me wet taupey glitter vibes, so that is why I went ahead and got it. There's not a lot of base pigment to it, which is something that I always appreciate. Now for the other side of the palette, I picked up the shade White Dress and Buzzy. Now White Dress it was kind of the one that I tacked on at the end just to kind of fill the quad up. I wanted to mainly really test out their shimmers and see what they were like. Really stuck out to me, and you can see it's so cool. It's this really gorgeous like pearly white. Maybe similar to like Cosmic from Urban Decay, but there aren't a ton of glitters in it. I see this being really beautiful almost as like a highlight shade for certain eye looks, like popping that into the inner corner. Sometimes you don't want a lot of glitter there, but you want like a brightness. I feel like that could be really lovely for a look like that, and just general highlighting on the eyes. And then finally, the shade Buzzy. So Buzzy is very pretty. It's actually almost kind of similar to the shade I'm wearing on my eyes right now. We'll talk about that one in a second. This is their most popular shade according to the sales associate that I talked to. And there it is right at the end. It has a little bit more pink and a touch of purple versus the other shades. I'll be able to pull this out and use these glitters in a lot of different ways. But honestly, I should probably swatch Cafe for you guys because I swatched all the other ones for you. So this is the shade Cafe, and there is Cafe right at the top. So really excited to kind of mix and match all of these colors together. So I went ahead and put it together. Here is the final look at my Addiction Tokyo palette that I made. We have Cafe, White Dress, Buzzy, and Marriage. So this Candy Glow tint from, I think it's Wangyongo. I got the shade Rich Caramel number 2, and this was the number 1 tint that was being sold at Cosme. So essentially think about like the number 1 lip product that Sephora is selling through. This is that product for Cosme. So I have been testing this. This is one of my favorite products that I picked up from the entire haul. It gives you the most glossy, beautiful effect on the lips. It's staining, it is non-drying. Think of this as a thicker, richer version of something like the Roman Juicy Lasting Tint. This is like the thicker, older sister of that product. I love how plushy and big the applicator is too. It's really like a no-brainer for me. I love the way it lasts on the lips too. It's like great staying power with a really beautiful glossy finish. So highly recommend this one. I am so psyched about it. You know, I love a good lip stain, lip tint. And when I'm really impressed by one, you know, I've tried a lot, so it really says something when I like immediately really am into a certain lip stain. Now, one that I haven't tried yet, it's the Revlon Jelly Tint. So I wanted to try out some drugstore products from Japan, or just Asian drugstore products in general. Reason being, I always think it's fun to see what products Asian countries get versus over here in the West. And they do have their own jelly tints. So I wanted to test this one out from Revlon. And I went ahead and picked up this Morphing Cream Compact. It's the Superstay line from Maybelline, but again, this is a product that we can't get here in the States. So I have been trying it out, and this is a dud. So don't be too sad that we can't get it here because it's just not my favorite. Why can't I open it? So it looks like it's going to be a cushion foundation, but when you open it up, it's just like a cream. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it's very putty-like. One, this shade is very insanely yellow. It's the shade Neutral 20. That's not neutral to me. No, that is like very much, very yellow. And it kind of melts immediately on contact. It feels very wet. So I was kind of excited by that texture, but when it goes onto the skin, it looks very heavy. So for me, that was like the big bummer of the product. I noticed that in particular, like on my chin, it was just not looking good, like exaggerating everything. So that one for me is a no-go. But honestly, I bought so much that I'm not surprised that a certain product would not work, obviously. They can't all be winners. Now, I spent at Cosme about 26,000 yen for all of those products. Honestly, I don't think it's really that bad. That is one thing that I noticed consistently when I was shopping in Japan, is that even the more expensive products still felt relatively cheap in the grand scheme of makeup buying. Now, next, let's go ahead and dig into this bag. This was from Loft. Now, I personally found Loft and Cosme to be very similar as far as like the shopping experience. If you're more interested in like the differences, I would definitely check out that video I did breaking down all of them. This, I think, ended up kind of getting combined. This bag has been kind of combined with some other places, so I will let you guys know in specific certain products that aren't like that I didn't buy at Loft. I've been meaning to do this video. I got really sick and then I got really behind with filming. I was already behind because I had been out, obviously, like on this trip. So I have been like digging in here, but like wanted to keep things relatively intact. I don't know. I don't know if I was successful in that, but here you guys can see that I did buy the Kokundo Aqua Foundation at Loft. Where that is, I'm not sure, but I did wear the Kokundo, but I did wear Kokundo Aqua today just to kind of, you know, give you guys a refresher on why I love it so, 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 so much. By the way, I think it was around like $30 to get it in Japan, whereas like if you get it from any Western beauty retailers here, it's around 80, which I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've bought and repurchased it multiple times at that price point, and sometimes get it on Yes Style. Other places you can get it at Drugstore as well. Obviously, if it's in stock at Yes Style, it's gonna be cheaper, so might as well just get it there. But that's kind of like, that is in the running for Wedding Day foundation. I've loved it for like 8 years. Really, it's a water-based foundation, so it just sits so, so closely on the skin, but it can be built up quite a lot without looking like a lot. So it'll look good in photos, but also in person, which is, that's the kind of ideal wedding makeup vibe. Before we go any further, I tested out the I'm From Rice Cream today under my makeup. Not good under makeup. Actually really, 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 really bad under makeup. So though this would be good for a night cream, don't use it under makeup because it pills up. And I noticed, especially on my chin and under my eyes, I was like, why is my skin so dry? It turns out it was just like the product pilling up. So always a good reminder that if you think your skin is doing bad, there could be a chance that like your moisturizer is kind of building this occlusive barrier and making all your makeup not look good. So it is what it is. The toner looks gorgeous under makeup, just not that. Okay, so back to Loft. I did pick up the Kokundo Aqua. It was much cheaper there. I also picked up another shade of the Canmake foundation color. I put on a little bit today. I had a little something on under it, but that is still a good look at this color in particular. It is the shade 01. I would have, like, if I wasn't worried about the weight of my luggage, I would have bought this entire line. I am obsessed with the Canmake foundation color nail polishes. If you guys are interested in specific colors, I say go ahead and try one. I wish that I could go into my local Target and get these, but they're harder to find. They are on Yes Style, and I have liked some of the other colors as well. A lot of the like pinky colors, the white mixed with purple pink colors, those are always my favorite. I always like these kind of pinky, nudier, brightening kind of colors on my specific nails. So that's the shade 01. Absolutely love. Next time I go to Japan, which, I mean, you guys know, maybe you don't. Apparently this is a common thing when people go to Japan. You go and you're like immediately planning your next trip. That's what it's kind of felt like for me. I've already like wanted to start like I'm already wanting to go back, obviously. We'll be absolutely stocking up on these. However, they're still really affordable on Yes Style, so I'm not like too pressed about it. All right, guys, I broke out light number 2 because for whatever reason, all of my light is gone. Let us continue. I was really, really excited to see this. Actually, crap. Pretty sure I got this at Cosme, actually. This is the Revital Essence Loose Setting Powder from Shiseido. Now, I'm a big fan of the Shiseido Revital Essence foundation, So I was really excited to see what the powder was going to be like. And honestly, I'm still kind of testing it out. I got the shade 01, and it's this really, it's like kind of a netted powder, if you will. And it looks nice. Maybe we'll set things a little bit, see if it gives a certain vibe. I would be interested if it helps. Oh, whoa. Well, number one, definitely mattifying. Again, I only used it like kind of in passing, not as like a true test. I hope that this is released to the United States because I think that Shiseido can do so much here. The Synchro Skin Foundation, you know, that was a holy grail, has been discontinued. Honestly, I still have one of the Radiant versions that I'm like holding on to for dear life. Like kind of, again, that was kind of a in the running for a wedding day foundation kind of product. That is, well, one, not blended on my nose at all. Yeah, very mattifying. But not in a chalky kind of way. As of late, and I'm gonna link all these products that I mentioned in passing down below, but the RMS Hydra Powder, that's like been my go-to, or the Kosas Cloud Set. You know, on first impression, I think that those are just as good as this. You know, as I go through products, if certain products remind me of other ones that I've talked about before or have already tested, Western beauty products, etc., I'll be sure to mention them. Like mention kind of like these touchstone products that I talk about a lot on my channel. I'm gonna try and remember to do that throughout the video. Okay, I did get some other stuff from Loft, but for some reason right on the top is a lot of products that I picked up from the drugstore. So I wanna go ahead and go through those, especially because they're just right on top. Number one, I mean, you guys know, hopefully you do, if you've watched my channel, how much I'm obsessed with this. This is my Holy Grail sunscreen. I've used it over and over and over and over. I usually, at this point in my life, I have like 4 sunscreens that I use. I'm pretty sure all of them are Asian sunscreens. I actually let you guys know in my last video that I also picked up one of these from Don Quixote, and it was one of those things where I went into Don Quixote at 3 a.m. If you're not familiar with Don Quixote, it's essentially like a 24-hour mega discount store. It has like beauty, candy, socks, like it has like all sorts of different stuff. This was one of the first products that my boyfriend was like, wait, should we go and look at your sunscreen? And of course I was like, yes, we definitely should. And it was one of the first products that when I went back in to actually do my haul, it was one of the first things that I bought. I think in total I probably picked up 4. I didn't want to go crazy. They were around like $5, $4 to $5 there, but they're around $13 on YesStyle, and I already have a hoard of them here, so I didn't want to go like, I didn't want to be insane about it, but $13 for a sunscreen, a really good sunscreen, is still like dirt cheap here. So highly recommend this sunscreen. Like, yeah, you guys already know the deal on this. However, I also bought the Kiss Me Mommy Lip SPF. I'm not sure if this is a lip SPF or what this is. I don't know, I'm not seeing an SPF rating on here, so it could just be a lip balm. But I saw this in the drugstore and I was like, I mean, stop. That was so freaking cute. So I went ahead and bought it. I haven't tested it though. I mean, it's still like completely sealed. So we'll see if we have another favorite as far as the Kiss Me Mommy line. I also saw this brand Maquillage, I believe is how you say it. And it looked to me like this was a more affordable version of like something like Addiction Tokyo or RMK, which if you're interested in the eyeshadow that I have on my eyes today, that's RMK, and we'll talk about them in a second. So I picked up 2 palettes. I picked up this R04 palette, as well as this just like single shadow that looked really lovely. I think what I'm gonna do is put this into one of my like Salt New York palettes. I did do some swatching in store, and this was the shade that really stuck out to me. Because it kind of looks like a lot of the shades that I love from like Surat or Chantecaille. Oh my god, and this texture, please let this be on YesStyle. I really hope it is. I'm sorry, what? That is like the perfect one and done. It's the tone, it's more purpley in the pan, but it still has a little bit of that purple. we have something really beautiful on our hands. I cannot wait to get that on my eyes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, very similar vibe to products that I love from Surat and Chantecaille. Like it's giving luxury to me. And this is not luxury price point. This is the shade RD532. Again, if I can find a link, I'm gonna link it down below. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm really excited about that. And now I feel like we have to open this together. Now, this was one of the palettes that I saw in store and I swatched it a bit. It looked really pretty and I wanted to get a palette. Wait a second. No, there's no case. That is, I will say, that is also the vibe of RMK as well as Addiction Tokyo. Like, they don't give you the case. I just had assumed it was already a palette. But anyway, so I will give you guys a look. So this is PK374, GD873, BR634, and OR371. What the heck? If I knew that these were singles, I would have just like spent more time with the singles. But I'm really interested in this glittery shade, this white glittery shade right here, because I wonder if it's going to be similar to Addiction Tokyo. That's pretty similar to Addiction Tokyo. Let's see what this like pink shade is doing. Look at how wild that is. It's like has this really cool embossing. I didn't see any other brands do this kind of embossing the way that Maquillage is doing it. I wish you guys could be here to feel this texture. And oh my god, this is insanely silky. This is this is no joke. This is luxury, you guys. The texture is fully reminding me of my favorite luxury products. It is so smooth. It's this beautiful satin. That is going to translate, like, even just from the texture, I know that that kind of satin is going to look so creamy and beautiful on the eyes. Now let's see this shade. You guys, you don't see me in these kinds of shades, so I don't know. We'll see how this looks. Again, it still has that really beautiful creamy formula to it. But yeah, this isn't a shade that I think I'm going to look great in. So I might, honestly, I might pass it along, but it would be nice for me to kind of get outside my comfort zone, but we'll see about that. And finally, the shade that basically sold me on this palette was this brown. It looked like it could possibly be, oh my god, be still my heart. It looked like it could possibly be like something from Dior. See, this has a little bit of a warmer pearl to it. Look at that. It's on top. I put it right on the top of my hand. Oh my gosh. Japan is doing something insane with their eyeshadows. Let me zoom you guys in. So those are all of the shades. It's one of those things that like swatches only tell so much of the story, but one thing that I can say for certain is these two top shades especially, that is luxury. Those are luxury one and done quality. Absolutely phenomenal. I am so glad. This was, again, one of those purchases that I was like, you know, I'm trying Addiction Tokyo, I'm trying RMK. Let's try and add in something that's a little bit more affordable and see how it stands up. Clearly, I mean, most of the Japanese beauty that I love is semi-affordable. So it's no wonder that the first impressions of this are like insane, like very, very good. I actually do have quite a lot more products in the more affordable range that I picked up from Don Quixote. So we'll talk about those in 1 second. But I also picked up this PAIRAcne treatment. I'm gonna say this. This is one of those very, very, very hyped up products to get when you go to Japan. I don't know a lot about it, but I have actually, I have multiple breakouts on my chin right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and test this out tonight. If I have a first impressions for you guys on how this deals with hormonal cystic like nodule breakouts, I will leave it in the comments down below, so I'll leave a pinned comment. But this is what people tell you to get. It's one of those very well-respected acne fighting products. Now, there were a few, I'll say this, there were a few I need to figure out which one I picked up because it was definitely like I was in a rush. I saw this in passing, picked it up, and I don't know. We'll just have to see if this is the right one. Obviously, I'll use Google Translate before I put anything on my face. And of course, if I can find it, I'm pretty sure you can get that one online too. But let's go ahead and talk about this brand that I picked up. This is Yoyogi Suha, I believe is how you say it. I have become so obsessed with their little logo. If any of you all have watched the short meshes of the afternoon, it's kind of like a shorter, like experimental film. It's very, very quick. If you guys want to watch something kind of spooky for like Halloween. But it always reminds me of that because it's like this mirror with the face. And if you guys watch that, then you will know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I've kind of become obsessed with their little logo. This is a very old brand. I kind of went over that in my shopping video where I took you guys to all the stores with me. They're known for their blotting papers, but they also have powder papers, and that's what I opted for. I got these little powder papers. This is their pink. You take the little sheet and then you powder. I just put on all that Shiseido powder though, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. But blotting papers that you typically get already have kind of like a starch to them, and that's what takes away any of the shine. But I like this. I think I like this a little bit more because it can kind of help set makeup in a pinch. This little trio that I got comes with is so cute. It comes with a yellow, a pink, and a translucent. So isn't that so lovely? I love Japan so much. I love Korea so much. Just, I love, like, why are brands not doing that here in the West? Like, they give you travel sizes and they're like triple the price. It's so great for on the go. So I'm a big fan of this brand. I thought that these worked really well, but you want to know the product that I actually fell head over heels in love with is the Suha More Moist Milk. And I just actually used it like the whole time I was there because I ran out of my U Beauty Super Hydrator. That's an expensive product, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that is so good. This is what I used in lieu of that when I ran out of it. So this isn't quite as hydrating, honestly, as the U Beauty, but the U Beauty is richer. So this could actually be better for some of you, but it's this beautiful, silky emulsion. It just, oh my gosh, if I'd used this under my foundation instead of that I'm From Race Cream, we would have had a much better makeup day today. But yeah, this is the Moist Milk. This is a harder brand to find online from what the research that I've done. But if you're going to Japan, highly recommend this brand, the Moist Milk in particular, as well as the blotting papers. And I haven't tried this out yet, but I'm pretty sure this is like a little bath bomb that smells like oranges. And I'm a huge bath person. I take a bath like almost every day, not gonna lie. So I'm really excited to try this one. And look at the packaging again. It's just, oh, so cute. And I just wanted to give a quick mention to my haul from RMK. You know, one of my only regrets that I had about the shopping that I did in Japan was that I didn't pick up more from this brand, because this is by far one of the most beautiful eyeshadows, wet look eyeshadows I've ever put on my eyes. Literally, so we talked about the Addiction Tokyo wet look eyeshadows, those sparkles. This is similar, but I haven't tried those out, so I'm not positive, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, like, I think that this is probably going to be like my top eyeshadow pick. Like, are we seeing that? The sparkle. It is absolutely beautiful. You can really build up the intensity of the wet look. This shade is a little pinkier, but they had a lot of different shades to choose from. I think you can actually get RMK on YesStyle. So I'm going to leave a link down below to this specific RMK eyeshadow. Out of the scale of Japanese products, I would probably call this luxury, but they deliver on the actual formula, the texture, like all of this. For me, I would rather get one absolutely beautiful eyeshadow that I want to use all of the time, rather than one like meh eyeshadow palette. And keep in mind, when I say expensive, like, you know, the Moon Dust shadows from Urban Decay, I think are around $20 to $25, 22 maybe. This is like 20. This is Best of Beauty, 20, 25. And I have an upcoming one and done eyeshadow video for you guys. This is certainly going to be featured in it because this does have more reflect or more pigment to it to make it be its own look. Long story short, I'm obsessed. I'm just really, really obsessed with this. And the woman at the RMK counter, her makeup is some of the most beautiful makeup I've ever seen in person. If there wasn't a language barrier, I probably would have like tried to express that to her. But yeah, just know that when I go back to Japan, yeah, you're gonna be seeing a lot more of this. And honestly, I might just do a yes style order and just try out a bunch more from this brand because they kind of blew me away with this one single product. And last but not least, I knew this was going to be a long video because I bought a lot. Some of this is more stuff from Loft and then some of it is Don Quixote. So I'm going to start with the stuff from Loft and then we'll jump into Don Quixote. So one product that I got is this Banilla Co like Road dupe. It's a blush. I got the shade 18. I'm actually wearing it today. I wanted to give it a little try on. And it's more sheer than the Road. Like, that's very much in line with what I would expect, but it has that kind of similar, like the similar kind of chubby little package. I've always heard good things about this brand, so I'm really excited to keep trying it, but this was a very like creamy but sheared out really quickly kind of product. So it could be good for people that didn't like the intense pigment of the Road. For me personally though, I never mind. Like, I was never annoyed at that kind of pigmentation level of the Road. I love the Road pocket blushes. I also picked up this little lip stain from Canmake. This was again, kind of like an on the whim product because I hadn't tried any of the lip stains. From Canmake, I got the shade 05. This is their Muchi Puru tint. Wait a second. I was not expecting this to be like a click up product. So I will give you guys a swatch. The shade 05. This is giving Hourglass Volumizing Glossy Balm. I hope that it is similar because I love that product. And I love the packaging. I just think it's so freaking cute. But yeah, that is the shade 05. I think we have a winner on our hands. But again, this is just a swatch. It's a first impression. I am putting together Best of Beauty Asian Beauty edition. I think I might do like Best of Beauty and then a separate video on Asian Beauty just because I'm afraid that if I combine, I could actually do like a 3-hour long video and I don't think I want to do a 3-hour long video. I think I would go insane. So I might actually separate them for my own sanity. But I did also get this little product from, I think it's from Dinto. I'm going to leave a link down below to it. And this has a little bit creamier pigment versus the one from Canmake. So that's the one from Dinto. And then that is the one from Canmake. I'll leave it right under the Canmake product in the links down below if you guys are interested. But I loved this one. You know, for products like this, you don't necessarily expect them to last a really long time, but I found that it was just a beautifully sheer but slightly glossier version of like a sheer lipstick. Throw it on the lips and somehow it also lasts really well and sits very closely on the lips. It doesn't look like a lot of lip product. Those products end up being some of my favorites. And finally, this Vim Beauty palette. I have not yet opened this up. Vim is a brand I've literally never heard of, but I loved the idea of having this concealer palette, color corrective palette, and then on the other side, having like your foundation. I love the idea of being able to kind of do both, have an all-in-one palette and this big, beautiful mirror. So if you guys know anything about Vim Beauty, definitely feel free to leave me a comment down below, but I'm really, really excited to try this one. They are a Japanese brand, and I did want to try out some Japanese brands that I hadn't heard of. I just wanted to get a good variety, and I think I definitely got that with this. I feel like we are in final boss territory when it comes to the big bag of stuff from Don Quixote. Ironically, I actually think I didn't get this at Don Quixote. This is the Lip Guardian Glow Wrapping Tint. This is what I have on my lips today, and I heard that it was like a really, really long-lasting tint. I tried it on for the first time. I got the shade, what shade is this? Venus Coral. Obviously, I have the Reedleshot Plumper on, and my lips definitely look bigger. Yeah, definitely. But, and by the way, they don't actually sting at all now. Even though I put on the Reedleshot, like, maybe like a hint of transfer. I love that it's more of a subtle lip stain, like you can really build it up, but it wasn't like mega creamy impact right away. It felt very appropriate for every day. The Lip Guardians were something that I just kind of picked up on a whim. And I'm really, really glad that I did because first impressions are insane. So it says, yeah, it says 1-day keep, which I'm assuming means like it'll last for a day. But again, more to come in that Best of Asian Beauty video. Definitely make sure you're subscribed for that video because it probably won't be right away. It'll probably be in like a few weeks. So if you don't want to miss it, definitely make sure you're subscribed. So let's talk about Ishean. I have been wearing the Lash Hype mascara. It's on my eyes today. And this little Lash Hype mascara, it's pretty darn good. It lasts very, very well. And it is a new product actually for them. It has like a really, really cool wand to it. So it's flat, but with all these bristles. And it has those little fibers to really lengthen. But it also lasts really well and holds a curl super well. A very defined look. It's not like insane volume. I'm really, really happy that I picked it up. I saw this featured at Cosme, and then I didn't pick it up at Cosme because I was overstimulated and I forgot. But then I saw it at Don Quixote, and then I finally picked it up. So if you're a fan of Asian mascaras, I have been testing this one out and really enjoying it. It will take a good oil cleanser to get off though, because it lasts really, really long. Next, we have this electronic eyelash curler, which you guys can see I have not opened yet. I've just been kind of scared, honestly. If you guys have used this one, please leave me a comment down below. I kind of bought this at first because I thought it was the mascara because the packaging is so similar. But then I was like, you know what? That could be actually fun. And it was so cheap. Like everything at Don Quixote was really cheap. So I was like, what the heck? I'll pick it up. But now I'm kind of scared to use it. So I'm going to have to just use it. Nothing to see here, nothing to see here. We all know. Kiss Me Mommy on deck. I bought 2 of them. That doesn't even include the other one that we bought for my boyfriend for him to like actually use while we were traveling. I've been talking about a lot of makeup, but I did get some skincare too. And in my Korean haul, I will share with you guys more skincare that I got, but I was really interested in trying Currel. So this is their Deep Moisture Mist. This is like, they said when I went into Don Quixote, like the marker on it said that it was very, very, very popular. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a spray right now. It doesn't smell just like water. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something else in here. It feels like water, but the smell tells me that there's something else. All right, guys, I'm gonna do more research and get back to you guys on this. It feels good though. The mist is like uber fine. Admittedly though, that was like the impulse purchase of the Curel like lot that I got. I also picked up this little travel set of Curel products because if I like the Curel, it was my version of I'm running out of room in my luggage and I want to test out more from this brand, so I might as well just get that. And it was pretty affordable to be able to do the trials or the travel sizes. But this was the product I was the most inspired to pick up, which was the Deep Moisture Cream. Please, 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 please let me know if you guys have tried this because I have heard that it is very popular. It is made in Japan, of course, so I'm just really excited to give it a go. As things get a little bit colder, as things get a little drier, I need to get my like winter skincare routine in check. Speaking of skincare, so everyone tells you to get the rice pack, like the squeeze up rice mask from this brand, the Kiana rice mask. I opted, however, for the sheet masks, because for me, sometimes rice enzyme, like the really more physical exfoliating ones, don't get along well with my skin. So I opted for this one, which I'm assuming does not have that. And by the way, this is like so freaking cheap. You know what? Let's just open one up. Maybe I'll also try one tonight. You can see there's multiple masks just sitting in the juice, which I love. I kind of love this idea rather than individually packaging them. There are 10 masks in here. You just seal them up when you're done. So that's pretty cool. If you guys have tried the sheet masks versus the exfoliating squeeze out face mask that they have, please let me know. Tell me whether or not I made a good decision, because I think I'm gonna like these more. I'm a fan of all things rice, obviously with varying success. Love this, but just not under makeup, as I explained. This is the Dinto lip that I picked up, and that other product is not Dinto, and I can't figure out what it is now. You guys did tell me to get something from Dinto, so I got their blur glowy lip tint. So I'll leave a link down below to the Dinto as well as that one. I haven't tried this one out yet. I also picked up the Visee Essence Plump Balm. I have never heard of this brand until I went to Japan. So I wanted to give it a go. There were like so many screens around that brand saying like, get this, get this, get this. At Don Quixote, as you guys know, like how it is there. So I wanted to give this one a go. I was really interested in trying out the Japanese lip balms and lip products just because I've tried out so much from Korea that I wanted to see what some of these Japanese brands were doing. So I was really excited to try out the Visee and the Dinto and the Canmake, because now I know that the Canmake is really beautiful, and that mystery one, which we're gonna have to figure out what that is. Speaking of Japanese lip products, I picked up a new shade of the Nivea Rich & Care color in the shade Cherry Brown. Now, I have not swatched this yet. There is a lot riding on this moment because I just love Nivea, the Care and Color Balms. I've loved the shade Bordeaux for a long time, and Sheer Red. Sheer Red is my other favorite, but this is the shade Cherry Brown. So let's go ahead and give it a swatch. You can't tell me right now that that's not like the perfect fall lip. It's just such a beautiful throw it in your bag lip product. It always looks good. It's never drying. It's never too much pigment. It's never not enough. I know for sure these are on Yes Style, so I'll leave a link down below to them. And now I might like this shade even more than Bordeaux. And that's saying a lot because I love the shade Bordeaux. But I also got this little lip fondue. You guys have already seen me rave about the lip fondues, so I'm so excited to have this one. It's from the brand Rohto. It's this really like jelly-ish kind of formula, but it's in a tube that you like screw up. Highly, highly, highly recommend anything from Rohto. I mean, let's just go ahead and give you guys a swatch now. This is their baby pink shade. So there it is. You can see you just screw it up and it, like the fondue lip color comes out. But look at like, you see that? Like it's almost like a gloss in a stick, but it's also really balmy, so it's not quite that either. It's such an interesting texture, and you can see the shine is insane. Really, really cool product. I think, you know, as far as like innovative, different, really fun products, I always love to go back to these lip fondues. I also picked up the Kose Makeup Keep Mist. From what it seems like, it's what a lot of people recommend. It is a makeup setting spray that a lot of people recommend if you get one from a Japanese brand. It's just like the most popular. I also picked up an eyelash curler. This one is fine. You can tell that it was like pretty cheap. Like this versus a cheap one that you can get at the drugstore here versus like the Japanese ones. Like this is 10 times better than that, but it's still not like Shiseido level. I also picked up the Fancl. Oh God, I don't know if that's actually how you say it. This is like this was a product that a lot of people were recommending when I was doing research on different cleansing oils to try. And this one kept coming up. They had a smaller size, which I thought again was nice for my capacity of product. So I went ahead and picked this one up. I will let you guys know how it goes. And in fact, if you guys have tried that one, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. I also picked up another one of my Urea hand creams from Shiseido. When I go in store to any of like the Asian beauty stores, this is like $10 now. When I got it there, it was like 3, and even on YesStyle, it's like 5. So just word to the wise, love, 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 love for this time of the year. It's just one of those hand creams I always go back to. It keeps my hands so soft. Urea is really good at softening the dead skin, but this also has the ingredients to replenish and keep it like protected. You can put it on the hands or the feet. Like, that's how you know a product is good, is if it's going to correct rough, dry, cracked heels. It's gonna do a pretty good job on the hands. Oh my gosh, what a video. I feel like I've been filming for like 2 hours. But that is my Japan haul. That's all the products that I picked out. So I will leave all the links down below to the products that I picked up, the ones that you guys can get. I'm pretty sure though that a lot of them you can get in the States. Before I leave, I wanted to give you guys a little bonus product that I picked up. I actually didn't do a lot of clothing shopping. However, the one thing that I wanted was a pair of shoes. Specifically, I wanted these Moonstar shoes because I loved the way the laces were tied together. I'm also like a huge fan of just like a plain pair of white Keds. That's been kind of my signature, I'm not gonna lie, for like 12 years. I love a pair of white sneakers. These Moonstar sneakers, I just liked that the way they kind of wrapped around the foot was different. I liked that the style was a little bit different at the bottom of the sneaker as well. These are so freaking comfortable. They are made in Japan, and when you get them online, they're around 150 bucks. When you get them there, it was around 70. I went all over the place looking for these sneakers with my boyfriend. I ended up leaving, going to Korea. He was still in Japan, and he was able to find them for me. He got a pair of a different color as well. But I am now absolutely obsessed with these sneakers. Yes, you can get them on their website. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but if you guys are going to Japan, I definitely recommend them. I know I focus mostly on beauty, but I have a love for clothes too, and shoes. And these are now my new favorite pair of shoes, other than like, you know, like my boots that I wear all the time. They're my new favorite, and they are so supportive, so comfortable. The fact that I got those for the price that I did is kind of insane. Actually, my boyfriend bought them for me, so I didn't have to pay anything. But anyway, I'm sure I left up pictures or video for you guys, but now, thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe before you go for my upcoming Best of Beauty Asian Beauty edition. And overall, thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one.